Okay, take some time now just to settle the body to prepare for our class and also settle the mind. Begin by sitting in a comfortable position, but making sure that you're steady as well and there's balance between the left and the right side, and that your spine is straight and your shoulders are back and down and open, but they're not tense in any way as they're relaxed, and your head and neck are aligned with the spine. And the eyes and mouth are lightly closed, and the hands are on your knees in a mudra of your choice. And take a long, deep inhalation now, a long, deep yogic breath in into the abdomen, into the chest and upper chest. And then when you exhale, release all the events of the day. Just disconnect yourself from all the events that have happened for you so far today. Let them all go. And now we'll do another long, deep yogic breath. And this time we'll do this with our conversations and interactions. And whatever form they've taken, as you exhale, let them all go and just release them all. Often they swim around in our minds and distract us, but you don't need to interact with them throughout this class. And then again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, when you exhale, please release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of things you need to do after the class. And just allow yourself this time to be right here and right now. There's nothing else you need to do right now, just to be present. And returning now to the natural breath and just observing the natural spontaneous breath at the nostrils and how it fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. Take a few moments now to raise the awareness through the body, beginning with the feet right up through to the top of the head. But as you do this, pay careful attention of any irritation or soreness that you may have or any pain. And just bear this in mind when we are completing the practices in our class, and listen to your body. If something isn't right for you, please do something else or even visualize the practice. And once you've scanned through the body, rest the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at the eyebrow center, visualize a steady candle flame. And visualize the light and the glow from that candle flame cascading through the body, reaching every cell. And keeping that visualization, we'll now chant Om 3 times, Om Shanti, and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our wisdom traditions and to each other. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvaditamastu, Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And we'll begin our practice in base position with the legs out in front of the body, hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away. Taking a few moments just to settle the body. And we'll begin with ankle rotations. Both feet are in the same direction, rotating the feet just from the ankles in a clockwise direction first, 5 rounds, and then 5 rounds in the other direction. Placing the awareness at the ankle joints and inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement, and really slowing it down and just observing what's happening in the ankle joints. When you've completed the practice, take a few moments just to observe the effects of this asana. And then bring the right foot in front of the buttocks. Clasp the hands underneath the right knee, lifting the foot up. And we're going to do knee rotation. You'll rotate the lower leg first in a clockwise direction 5 times, and then in the opposite direction. Placing the awareness at the knee joint. And again, inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement. Aiming for that body, breath, mind connection. When you've finished on the right side, gently bring the foot to the floor and bring the leg back to the floor. Take a few moments and observe the difference between the right and left legs. And then complete the practice on the left side. Bringing the hands underneath the left knee and then rotating the bottom half of the left leg. First in a clockwise direction 5 times and then in an anti-clockwise direction for the same number of rounds. And after your final round of this practice, again, bringing the foot gently to the floor, bringing the leg back to base position, hands behind the back, and then just observing the effects of the practices. And we'll move now to the hip joint. For this one, we'll continue the theme of rotation, bringing the right knee to the chest and then the knee out to the side, placing the right foot on top of the left thigh, hand on the right knee, left hand on the right ankle. And we're going to guide the knee around in a circle as large as you can do. And it's okay to take your foot off the thigh, 5 rounds in each direction, but really trying to make a circle with that knee. Placing the awareness in the hip joint, observing how it opens naturally with each round. Once you've finished on the right side, bring the knee back to the chest and then gently bring the leg back to the floor. And again, come back to base position and just observe the differences again between right and left. And then in your own time, begin the practice on the left side. Bringing the left knee to the chest, knee out to the side, left foot on top of the right thigh, left hand on the left knee, right hand on the left foot, and 5 rounds in each direction. And then the same as with the right side after your final round, bringing the foot back to the floor and gently bringing the leg down onto the floor, back to base position. Just observing the effects of the practices so far in the lower half of the body. And we'll move now to the upper body. Sit in a posture that feels right for you. You may like to stay in the base position, but you could sit with cross-legged or in Vajrasana, whatever works for you. We'll begin with wrist rotation, bringing the palms and then wrapping the fingers around. Arms are at shoulder height. And with the fists, just hold them loosely, but we're going to rotate the hands, rotate the fists just from the wrist joints in a clockwise direction 5 times first, and then in an anti-clockwise direction. Just moving the hands from the joints. And if you like to rest your arms after this practice, please do. Otherwise, what we're going to move into shoulder rotation, bringing the arms out at shoulder height again at the front, flipping the hands over so the palms are facing the ceiling. Place the hands on the shoulders, left hand on left shoulder, right hand on right shoulder, Elbows together in front of the body, checking your posture. You're sitting up straight. Inhale, bringing the arms up, back, and down, and then back in front of the body again. So you're inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement. Complete 5 rounds in each direction and just observe the release of muscles in the shoulders from this practice. After you've completed your rounds in your own time, come back into base position and rest the arms and the shoulders, observing the movement of energy in the shoulder area. And we'll now move to the neck. So we'll do neck rotation. Before we do this, be very careful with neck movements. Make sure that the first few rounds at least, you're really feeling out your range of movement and make the movements quite smooth and flowing, just so that you're not doing any sort of sudden movements on your neck. Checking in that your spine is straight and your head and neck are aligned. Inhale, and then when you exhale, bring the chin to the chest, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder without lifting the shoulders up. Keep the shoulders down. Inhale as you bring the head back to where is comfortable and gently bringing now the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhaling as you bring the chin back to the chest. Complete up to 5 rounds in each direction and really slowing this practice down and observing how the muscles release around the neck from this practice. When you've reached your final round, continue to sit in a comfortable position, keeping the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you, and really just observing what's happening not only in the body but also in the mind. And now continuing with our theme of rotation, move your legs out wide apart as is comfortable. We're doing a practice now called Churning the Mill. And for this practice, legs are apart, spine is straight, hands are at shoulder height, and the palms are clasped together. And it's like you're stirring a big pot. So inhale first and then exhale as you bring the palms forward, reaching forward, swinging over right foot, making sure the arms are up, and then coming back, taking up at the abdomen, and then bringing the arms over the left foot, and then back in the center. In terms of breathing, we'll do 5 rounds. You exhale forward and then inhale as you bring the body back, and then exhale again as you bring it around. Make sure that you breathe. That's very important. And you can go as slowly or as rapidly as you would like. However, make sure that you are taking up at the abdomen and really swinging around, and the arms stay up at shoulder height. Moving from Manipura chakra. After you finish your final round, lie down in Shavasana and just allow the body to rest. And so we're now going to do another sort of rotation practice with the legs. So we'll begin with the right leg. If you have any lower back issues, please bend the left leg, and we'll do it the opposite way as well, just to help support the back. Firstly, bringing the knee to the chest and wrapping the hands around the knee, bringing the nose to the knee. Make sure you exhale before you bring the nose to the knee. Then inhale, bringing the head gently back to the floor, hands back to the floor. Then raise the foot up so it's in line with the ceiling, and then bring it back down to the floor. And so we'll do 5 rounds on each leg. Now do the left leg, bringing the left knee to the chest, wrapping hands around. Exhale, bring the nose to the knee. Hold for your own duration. Inhale, head gently back to the floor, hands back to the floor, raise the foot, and then bring it back down. Complete 5 rounds on each leg. And then if you're feeling super strong after you've completed the 5 rounds on each leg, complete 3 rounds with both legs. And then after your final round, lie back in Shavasana and take 3 full yogic breaths just to help the breath regulate from this practice, and observing the effects of all the practices so far. And for our final practice, we'll do a spinal twist, bringing the feet in front of the buttocks, knees together. Either place the arms out at shoulder height or place it behind the head if that's comfortable, but make sure your elbows can reach the floor. Inhale, and when you exhale, bring the knees to the floor to the right and turn the head to the left. And just allow the body to ease into this position. Breathe in the position. Then inhale, knees and head back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. And we'll complete 5 rounds in total. And just hold each for your own duration. Work with what's right for your body at this time. When you've completed the practice, come back into Shavasana. And our pranayama practice will be from a lying down position. Then we'll move from pranayama into Yoga Nidra. So please grab anything that you may need to be comfortable throughout the duration of the class. You might need a cushion to put under your knees, or if you're in a cool climate, placing a blanket over you, whatever you need. But lying down in Shavasana, first just observing the natural breath. And observing the rise and fall of the abdomen. As it responds to the natural breath. And the practice we'll complete will be Viloma. So Viloma is a staggered breath using the yogic breath. And so for the first round, we'll do 3 rounds of staggering the breath on the inhalation. Breathe into the abdomen and pause. Breathe into the chest, then pause. Then breathe into the upper chest. And then it's one long continuous exhalation. To complete 3 rounds of that variation, and then we'll do the opposite. So it's a one long, unbroken, full yogic breath in on the inhalation, and then stagger the exhalation from the upper chest, pause, the chest, pause, and the abdomen. When you've completed the practice, and this is all in your own time, so please do not rush the practice, just return to the natural breath. And now we'll prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Again, just make sure you have everything you need and that you're comfortable so that you don't need to move throughout the practice. And if you do need to move, just do so very slowly and mindfully. So lying on the back, ensure there's balance between the left and the right side. Legs are hip width apart, with all tension released from the legs and the feet. Arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. You may like to tuck in your chin just to check that the head and neck are aligned. And take another long, deep yogic breath in. And when you exhale, release the body into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation now, this time releasing any expression on the face, any tightness in the jaw or behind the eyes. Just let it all go. Feel the body's contact against the floor. First, feel the heels against the floor and feel the contact of the back of the legs and the buttocks against the floor. Feel the entire back and the spine, each vertebrae, and the pressure against the floor. Feel the shoulders and the back of the arms and the back of the hands against the floor. And feel the contact of the back of the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact make one singular plane of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sounds. Listen first for sounds that are far off in the distance. Don't try and name the sounds, just move the awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. Bring the sound awareness a little closer now to sounds just outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Bringing the sound awareness now closer to the sounds inside the room where you are. And taking the same approach. Bring the sound awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And now move the sound awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions, and when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. Beginning first with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving now to the face with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Release the body rotation now, returning the awareness back to the natural breath and just observing how subtle the natural breath has now become. And also observing the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we're going to add a visualization now to the natural breath in the following way. On the inhalation, visualize that you are inhaling through the soles of the feet to the top of the head. Golden, healing, peaceful light. And on the exhalation, releasing from the top of the head right through the body, out through the soles of the feet. Anything that you need to release, whether that is worry or pain or fear about the future, whatever it may be, release it out through the feet on the exhalation. And use the breath like an anchor to bring the mind back if it wanders. Release the breath visualization now and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels as though it's inside a sauna and the heat has been turned up. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it instead with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's inside a freezer and the door is closed. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's inside a walk-in freezer and the door is closed. Release this feeling of coldness now, replacing it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels as though it's made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. The body feels so heavy it feels like it may even fall through the floor. The body is feeling heavier and heavier and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now and exchange it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body is feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels as light as a plume of smoke drifting from an incense stick. The body feels lighter and lighter, like a plume of smoke drifting from a burning incense stick. Release this feeling of lightness now and release all of these sensations, allowing the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead now come to the space of the mind, space behind the closed eyes, also known as Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. A red rose in the rain with raindrops glistening on its petals. A flock of white birds flying across a crimson sky. Aqua waves lapping at your ankles. A black cat stretching out in the sun. A jyoti with a steady flame floating on a river. A jyoti with a steady flame floating on a river. Release these visualizations now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And begin to feel your breath again in the body. Observe the movement the inhalation creates and how it moves your back against the floor. Check in with your body now and observe how you're feeling at this very moment and compare it to how you felt at the beginning of our practices. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the details of the room where you are, the color of the walls, the color of the floor, the color of your mat and your coverings. Remember the time of day and begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize. And move and stretch in a way that works for you. You may like to raise your arms above your head for a full body stretch, or bring the knees to the chest and hug them to release the lower back. Whatever works for your body right now, please do that. And you may like to roll onto your right side for a few moments. And in your own time, when it's right for you, keeping the eyes closed and downcast, very gently and mindfully come up into a comfortable sitting position, aiming to maintain the peaceful state you have created. And very gently move the awareness from the soles of the feet right up to the top of the head. Again, observing how you're feeling right now in each place your awareness goes. And once reaching top of the head, then gently move the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at the eyebrow center, visualize a steady candle flame and visualize the glow from that flame cascading throughout the body, reaching every cell. And keeping that vision in mind, we'll now chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our practice. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.